My boyfriend said he'd never love anyone as much as his dead ex, so I made him choose. We've been together 2 years. Last month, his college girlfriend Madison died from cancer at just 26. They'd broken up 5 years ago, but stayed friends on social media. I'd always felt a little weird about their friendship, but I trusted him completely. He was absolutely devastated when she passed. Took a week off work, barely ate anything, just lay in bed scrolling through old photos of them together. I tried being supportive, making his favorite meals, bringing him tea, giving him space when he needed it. Then he started talking about her constantly. Madison always made the best lasagna from scratch with her grandmother's recipe. Madison would have absolutely loved this movie. She had such incredible taste in everything. Madison understood my twisted sense of humor better than anyone ever has or probably ever will. At first, I thought it was completely normal grief. People reminisce about lost friends all the time, right? I figured he'd work through it naturally, but it escalated really quickly. He began comparing literally everything I did to Madison. When I cooked dinner, he'd mention how Madison's version was somehow better. When I laughed at his jokes, he'd say Madison's laugh was more genuine and musical. When I wore certain outfits, he'd comment that Madison had better style sense. It got really weird when he asked me to dye my hair blonde, like Madison's had been. Said it would help him feel closer to those happy memories during this incredibly difficult time in his life. I refused point blank. He got genuinely upset, accused me of being selfish and unsupportive during his grief. Said a truly loving girlfriend would understand what he was going through and try to help him heal properly. That hurt deeply, but I tried to stay patient. Everyone grieves differently, and I didn't want to be the terrible girlfriend who couldn't handle her boyfriend mourning a friend. Last week, I found him at 2 a.m. sitting at our kitchen table, writing intensely in a leather journal I'd never seen before. Page after page about Madison, how she was his true soulmate and the only woman who truly understood his deepest soul. He wrote things like, "I made the biggest mistake of my life letting her go, and I settled for someone lesser because I was terrified of real, consuming love." I was reading over his shoulder in the dark hallway. When he finally noticed me standing there, he slammed the journal shut and got incredibly defensive. Said it was private therapy, and I was seriously violating his personal boundaries. The absolute final straw was yesterday evening. We're at dinner with his parents at their favorite Italian restaurant when his mom casually mentions that Madison had sent her a lasagna recipe years ago. He immediately tears up and says, "I'll never love anyone the way I loved her. She was absolutely perfect in every single way imaginable." His dad looked completely horrified. His mom tried desperately changing the subject to the weather forecast for the weekend. I excused myself to the bathroom and called an Uber from the restaurant stall, hands shaking with anger and humiliation. When I got home, I packed a large bag with all my essentials and toiletries. He walked in as I was loading my car in our driveway. "Where are you going? We seriously need to talk about this whole situation right now. To find someone who thinks I'm perfect too." He started completely panicking, saying he didn't mean it that way, that grief was making him confused and say stupid things, that he loved me and Madison in totally different ways and I was misunderstanding everything completely. "But not as much," I said, getting in my car and starting the engine while he stood there pleading with tears in his eyes. He's been texting me constantly all night, calling my friends repeatedly, even messaging my sister on Instagram begging her to talk sense into me. I blocked his number this morning and I'm staying at my best friend's apartment indefinitely until I figure out my next move completely. My phone keeps buzzing with notifications from mutual friends saying I'm being way too harsh, that he's just grieving and needs more time to process everything properly and heal emotionally from this loss. But I absolutely refuse to be someone's second choice while they mourn their first love forever. I deserve so much better than that treatment from anyone, especially him.